Good evening. It is a Monday evening, afternoon. It's Monday afternoon. That's what day it is. And we had an interesting start to the day. This morning, Brett and I was already up and getting ready for work, but there was a really bright flash of lightning, followed by a real loud rumble of thunder. So much so that it made my son jump out of bed and run downstairs and looked at me and his father and said, "What was that?" I kind of snickered and went, "Thunder." He said, "Yeah, it rocked my whole bed." I'm like, "Yeah, shook the house pretty good." Well, he's looking outside to make sure nothing was struck around the house. But it was a loud one. And it got the day going with a start. Of course, it's rained most of the day, on and off, and the rain just seems really strange to have thunder and lightning on December the 16th. Interesting. But that's Tennessee weather, what can we say? You never know what you're going to get. We had a eventful day with the kids and enjoyed doing some fun things today. Our FCA group had their Christmas party today, and I was blessed and treated with breakfast. We took them to breakfast, and then we practiced what we plan on doing for the Christmas program. And I really do enjoy that our small town, our school, is allowed to do these things, and it's a blessing. It really is. We are one of the few schools that still does that. Still does Christmas programs, still does parties and things. A lot of schools have stopped doing things like that. But I'm glad ours still does. I'm glad we still acknowledge all the differences amongst us. And we take kids in of all different ethnicity. However you say that word. Cultures. There you go. That's an easier word to say. And I find it fascinating. Of course, we're a small community in the middle of Tennessee. And I'm always asking children that move in, how in the world did y'all ever find this place? Because most of us grew up here, lived here our whole lives. So when we have new ones come in, it's like, how in the world did you find this place? And I remember asking that several years ago to a lady who moved into our community. I'm like, how in the world did you ever find this place? And she said, well, my husband and I decided to move. So we got out a map of the United States and throwed a dart. I said, seriously? She goes, yeah. And it landed on Tennessee. So we got a map of Tennessee, right back, throw the dart, and it landed on Perry County, so we moved. I went, you threw a dart and decided where you was going to live. Interesting. Okay, that's one way of doing it. And all the differences that we have and all the different backgrounds and cultures and just who we are in general. And I got to thinking, I'm hoping that you're still doing your Luke reading, 15 and 16. I've read 15 several times. And something in it today that I was reading, of course, talking about being 91. We were the one of the 90 and 9 that was left. God come after the one. And it doesn't seem that much to the 90 and 9, but to the one that was lost, they're thankful somebody came and found them. And in that respect, I'm looking and thinking, I'm thankful that if I was that one lost person, God would move heaven and earth to find me. And that's the way we are as parents. If our kid went somewhere and got lost, we'd do anything to find them. And that's what God does to us. He wants all His children to be with Him. And so later on down, we read the story of what we call the prodigal son. And as I was reading that section of chapter 15, it hit me. We call that story the prodigal son, not the scriptures. We labeled that guy because he chose to go and do his own thing. A lot of us do that. We can't wait to get out on our own and do our own thing. That's why I was when I was growing up. Could not wait to get out on my own and do my own thing. Now I'm out on my own and don't want to do my own thing no more. I'd really rather go home and let Mama take care of me again. I long for the days when I didn't have responsibilities. But we want to do things on our own. But there comes a time when we even want guidance. There's days I pick up the phone and call my mom and be like, what do I do now? Or call a friend and say, well, just this afternoon I was asking a friend of mine, what do you think we should do about this? You know, decision has to be made and I want an opinion. What do you think? We find ourselves asking other people. But when I read that, I thought about, do we let them label us? We labeled that guy the prodigal son. Do we let people label who we are? And then once they do label us, do we do everything we can to live up to the label they gave us? Or do we try to be the best we can be every day and just be who God made us to be? Because if somebody puts a label on you that doesn't fit you, you don't have to live up to that label. The only one that you should care about or even listen to is the label God gives us. Child, son, a daughter. Those are the labels we need. And when we call ourselves Christian, we have the name of Christ. That is a label we should wear with pride and live up to. Then chapter 16 just kind of come back and talking about loving each other. And then it wraps up. Jesus is kind of what I say, putting the law down. But we're the one that God looks for. He looked for us and He found us. And just like we all call that son that took his money and spent it and then finally came back to his father, the prodigal son story, as it's referred to by a lot of people. We're the one. And let God label our one, not the 99. Then we have a name worth living up to. That's the only title we should be concerned about. The one God gives us. I hope you have a great day. I pray that you're in health and that you're finding things in the scripture time that's helping you, help you grow. Because as the scripture says, may we prosper and be in health even as our soul prospers. I believe in you. I pray you have a great evening. God bless.